decades now, and it's basically been let giant corporations do whatever they want to do. Giant corporations have exactly one loyalty, and that is to profits. And if they can save a nickel by moving a job to Mexico or to Asia or to Canada, they're going to do it. So here's what I propose for an industrial policy. Start with a place where there's a real need.
Yeah.
There's going to be a worldwide need for green technology, ways to clean up the air, ways to clean up the water.
The heck is
and
green
we
technology?
Can be the ones to provide that. We need to go tenfold in our research and development on green energy going forward. And then we need to say,
she's talking about the hemp plant.
Can come and use that research. They can make all kinds of products from it, but they have to be manufactured right here in the United States.
Right here in Mexico.
And then we have to double down and sell it around the world.
Yeah, sell it. Like we do drugs and arms.
For green products. We should be the leaders and the owners, and we should have that 1.2 million manufacturing.
We should have 1.2
million. We're going to turn to the issue of healthcare right now.
Ooh,
try to understand
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Between you, many people watching it have health insurance coverage through their employer.
Come on, where's Obama?
Abolish their
keep your doctor
insurance in favor of a
keep your insurance.
Just a show of hands. Start off with.
I'll show hands. I have a hand.
All right. Well, Senator Klobuchar, let me put the question to you. You're one of the Democrats who wants to keep private insurance in addition to a government health care plan. Why is
only for the rich
approach, in your view, better than sweeping over?
Only for the rich.
It's a bold approach. It's something that Barack Obama wanted to do when we were working on the Affordable Care Act, and that is a public
affordable.
I am just simply concerned about kicking half of America off of their health insurance in 4 years, which is exactly what this bill says. So let me go on beyond that. There is a much bigger issue in addition to that, and that is pharmaceuticals. The president literally went on TV on Fox and said that people's heads would spin when they see how much he would bring down pharmaceutical prices.
Yes.
Instead, 2,500 drugs have gone up in double digits since he came into office. Instead, he gave $100 billion in giveaways to the pharma companies. For the rest of us, for the rest of America, that's what we call at home, all foam and no beer. We got nothing out of it.
You got to drink a beer without a good foam.
To do something about pharma, to take them on, to allow negotiation under Medicare, to bring in less expensive drugs from other countries. And pharma thinks they own Washington. Well, they don't own me.
They don't. They just own politicians there in Washington.
You signed the Bernie Sanders Medicare for All plan. It would put essentially everybody on Medicare and then eliminate private plans that offer similar coverage.
Yeah.
Is that the plan or path that you would pursue as president?
So yes, I'm with Bernie on Medicare for All, and let me tell you why. I spent a good chunk of my life studying why families go broke, and one of the #1 reasons is the cost of health care, medical bills, and that's not just for people who don't have insurance; it's for people who have insurance.
It's not for people who have insurance. It's for people who have insurance.
It's to bring in as many dollars as they can in premiums and to pay out as few dollars as possible for your health care.
Yeah.
That
not free like for Congress.
With rising premiums, rising co-pays, and fighting with insurance companies to try to get the health care that their doctors say that they and their children need. Medicare for All solves that problem. And
Medicare for All. Oh, like
socialism. It's just not possible.
Yeah, like Venezuela. They have good health care there.
What they're really telling you is they just won't fight for it. Well, health care is a basic human right.
It is in the Constitution. Well, actually, it's no, it's not in the Constitution.
Congressman O'Rourke, when you ran for Senate, you also praised the bill that would replace private insurance. This year,
you're no longer sure. I clean my teeth.
My goal is to ensure that every American is well enough to live to their full potential because they have health care. In Laredo, Texas, I met a young man, 27 years old.
Yeah, that
told me that he'd been to a doctor once in his life. And on that visit, he was told he had diabetes, he was told he had glaucoma, and he was told untreated because he doesn't have health care, he'll be dead before the age of 40. So getting to guaranteed, high quality, universal health care as quickly and surely as possible has to be our goal. The ability to afford your prescriptions and go to a primary care provider.
I think you gave me gas.
To see a mental health care provider. In Texas, The single largest provider of mental health care services is the county jail system today. And healthcare also has to mean that every woman can make her own decisions about her own body and has access to the care that makes that possible.
That's true. I want to kill babies that are full time and be in charge of your health care. It's like win-win.
But if you're a member of a union that negotiated for a health care plan that you like because it works for you and your family, you're able to keep it. We preserve choice.
Time is up, Beto.
Time is up.
Time is up, Beto.
Follow up on this one, just to be very clear. I'll give you 10 seconds. Would you replace private insurance?
No, I think the choice is fundamental to our ability to get everybody care.
Private insurance is not working for tens of millions of Americans. When you talk about the co-pays, the deductibles, the premiums, the out-of-pocket expenses, it's not working.
That's right. So for those who it's not working, they can choose Medicare. For the coronary workers,
you can choose Medicare, then after you die, you take all your stuff.
They're able to keep them.
How?
Private health insurance, by the way. It should be noted that 100 million Americans. I think we should be the party that keeps what's working and fixes what's broken. I mean, doesn't that make sense? I mean,
it makes sense because Democrats are so good at
full stop. But we should also give them the option.
Look at Chicago.
Why do we have
Look
to stand
at Michigan. Look at New York. Look at California.
If you go to every hospital in this country and you ask them one question, which is, how would it have been for you last year if every one of your bills were paid at the Medicare rate? Every single hospital administrator said they would close.
Oh, good.
The Medicare for All bill requires payments to stay at current Medicare rates. So to some extent, we're basically supporting a bill that will have every hospital closed. I mean, my dad was a union electrician, right?
The union electrician.
He loved the health care that the IBEW gave him. And I just always think about my dad and anything I would do.
You should think about your dad.
He'd look at me and say, good job, John, for getting health care for every American. Why are you taking my health care?
Let's play out a little bit because I'm fascinated to hear the daylight between you.
Time out. Daylight is between you.
I think we're talking about this in the wrong way. You're talking about one bill over another bill. Really what we're talking about is our objective.
What's our objective?
Every single sick American in this country is able to get the health care that they need.
They should.
I believe Medicare for All is the way to do that.
Yeah.
I also think that employers recognize how much money will be saved by supporting a Medicare for All program, a program that will reduce the administrative costs, reduce the bureaucratic costs, and make sure
bureaucratic. That's B-E-E-R. Bureaucratic.
I also think if you look
at
other
phone
countries in the world who have universal health care, every one of them has some form of a role of private insurance. I think that's what we've got to look at, taking the best of these ideas, but making sure unequivocally that no sick American goes without getting the care.
No sick American.
Little money they have in their pocket.
Let me turn to Senator.
Thank you, Congressman.
This is hugely important to people. So tell us where you are.
Huge.
Well, first of all, we're talking about this as a healthcare issue, but in communities like mine, low-income communities, it's an education issue because kids who don't have healthcare are not going to succeed in school. It is an issue for jobs and employment.
Don't bend it over, Booker.
Healthcare do not succeed at work. It's even a retirement issue because in my community, African Americans have a lower life expectancy because of poorer healthcare. And so where I stand is very clear. Healthcare is not just a human right; it should be an American right. And I believe the best.
Wait a minute. Does that mean that illegals don't get healthcare? It's American right?
When I am president of the United States.
Oh, when is president? Is the House freezing over? I missed it.
And on this debate, I'm sorry. There are too many people profiteering off of the pain of people in America, from pharmaceutical companies to insurers. Literally, the overhead for insurers that they charge is 15%, while Medicare's overhead is only at 2%. We can do this better, and every single day I will be fighting to give people more access and more affordable costs.
More access.
Every American having health care.
Every American having health care. Like Venezuela.
And that is that the insurance companies last year alone sucked $23 billion in profits.
Oh, she's counting and using math.
$23 billion. And that doesn't count. The money that was paid to executives, the money that was spent lobbying Washington. We have a giant industry that wants our healthcare system to stay the way it is.
Oh, I know.
It's no
It's a new world order.
Sure as heck working for them. It's time for
Hi.
us to make
Cover
families come
Italy. That's
It
the
should
poopy pad.
not be in the United States of America for any insurance company
Nope.
to deny women coverage for their exercise
Women
of their right of
coverage?
choice.
Oh, their
And
choice.
I am the only candidate here who has passed a law protecting a woman's right of reproductive health and health insurance.
Reproductive
And I'm
health.
the only
We gotta
candidate
be like close your
who
legs,
passed a
poopy
public
pants.
auction. And I respect everybody's goals and plans here.
Oh, good.
But we do have one candidate that's
I love
actually
we could
advanced the
kill
ball.
the unborn,
And we gotta
infanticide,
have
and
for everyone. I've done it as
be in charge of your health care. That's good. The same people want to kill 9-month-old fetus, which is a full-term baby, or be in charge.
For a woman's right to choose. So I'll start with that.
Oh, women right to choose. Body parts.
I think we share the goal of universal health care. And the idea I put out there, the public option, which the governor was just talking about, this
Oh,
idea.
Free Willy.
Medicare
It's Free
or
Willy.
Medicaid without any insurance companies involved. You could do it either way. And the estimates are 13 million people would see a reduction in their premiums. 12 more million people would get covered. So I think it is a
Camilla
beginning in the way you
Headboard.
start and the way
Harris.
you move to universal health care.
Secretary Castro, this one is for you. All of you on stage support a woman's right to an abortion. You all support some version of a government health care option. Would your plan cover abortion, Mr. Secretary?
Oh,
Yes,
it
it would.
should.
I don't believe only in reproductive
There's lots of money in big body parts.
reproductive justice.
And you know what that means is that just because a woman, or let's also not forget someone in the trans community,
Oh, trans. See, they could have a library baby.
doesn't mean they shouldn't have the right to exercise that right to choose. And so I absolutely would cover the right to have an abortion.
Oh,
More
good.
than that,
Kill them
everybody in
babies.
this crowd and watching at home knows that
God
in our
loves
country
that.
today, a person's right to
Oh,
choose
wait a
is
minute.
under assault in places like Missouri, in Alabama, in
Oh.
Georgia. I would appoint judges to the federal bench that understand the precedent of Roe v. Wade and will respect
Oh,
it.
yeah, because
And
guess
listen,
what?
make sure that
She
we fight
changed her
hard as we
mind.
transition our healthcare system to one where everybody can get and exercise that right.
Oh,
Senator
good.
Warren, would you put
Start
limits
with your
on
mother.
any limits on abortion?
I would make certain that every woman has access to the full range of reproductive health care services.
Liz
And that
back.
includes birth control, it includes abortion, it includes everything for a woman. And I want to add on that, it's not enough for us to expect the courts to protect us. 47 years ago, Roe versus Wade was decided, and we've all looked to the courts all that time. And state after state has undermined Roe, has put in exceptions.
Because he came out and said she changed her mind.
Taking away
Your
protection.
time is up, Senator.
Your protection.
In America, where most people support Roe versus Wade, we need to make that
Senator,
federal law.
thank you. Jose?
You don't need to take
Senator, I
people's
want to kind of come back on a discussion we were
tax money
having
and
about
pay
health
for it.
and the opioid crisis.
Oh,
You,
opioid.
represent a state
That's my
where
favorite.
14 of the 20 largest pharmaceutical companies
Opioid.
are based.
I love
Should
the opioid.
pharmaceutical
I love
companies that
opioid.
manufacture these drugs be held criminally liable for what they do?
Yes,
They should
they
absolutely
should.
be held criminally liable
I
because
got
they
mine
are
from
liable
Philippines
and
anyway.
responsible. This is one of the reasons why, well before I was running for president, I said I would not take contributions from pharma companies, not take contributions from corporate PACs or pharma executives, because they are part of this
So
problem. And
stupid.
this opioid addiction in our country, we in cities like mine have been seeing how we've tried to arrest our way out of addiction for too long. It is time that we
That's
have a
too-
national urgency to deal with this problem and make the solutions that are working to actually be the law of our land and make the pharmaceutical
the
companies that
law
are
of our
responsible
land.
help to pay for that.
Congressman O'Rourke, how would you do?
Ooh, Bello. Bend over,
Tonight,
Bello.
you have 2.3 million
Okay, clean my
of our
teeth.
fellow Americans behind bars. It's the largest prison
Oh.
population on the face of the
And
planet.
most of them are
Many are there for
illegal.
nonviolent drug crimes, including possession of marijuana, at a time that more than half the states have legalized it. And yet, despite what Purdue Pharma has done, their connection to the opioid crisis and the overdose deaths that we're seeing throughout this
They
country,
gave a bunch
they've
of
been
money,
able to
maybe,
act with
and
complete
it'll be money
impunity
to you.
and pay no consequences, not a single night
Don't
in
tell
jail.
anybody.
Unless there's accountability and justice, this crisis will continue. In my administration, we will hold them to account.
He has
We will make sure that they pay a
administration.
price, and we will help those who've been victims of this malfeasance in this country. Get them treatment
Malfeasance!
and long-term care.
I know immigration is on a lot of your minds here.
Are you going to talk about
We're going to talk
immigration?
about it in a moment. We need to take a break. We'll be back with more from my.
Okay, I'm going to take a break too. More with the Democrat debate with Nancy!
So you know that they are favoring